Stewart, who will make his Test debut if Graham is unfit.
Sammy's really been in form since he's been here, and I've actually told Sam he's in. It's probably a cruel thing to do. If Mark did come right, I'd pull him out again. But Sam is really looking forward to it, and I'm sure that there's no way he'll let us down. He's really fizzing.
What was the idea of bringing Graham West in?
Well, basically, we played him on Tuesday night because we hadn't seen him. We'd only had the opportunity to watch him play for about a quarter of an hour. And on Tuesday night, he showed that he's got what we need for this particular test, and that he's very, very tough and hard in the middle of the field, that is, and that's basically why we've got him in there.
But the man in brilliant match-winning form at the moment is Kurt Sorensen, A, because he's enjoying playing at prop, and B, because he's enjoying the freedom Graham Lowe allows him.
I think I'm allowed to sort of play my own game, and Graham's given me sort of a free rein to do what I want. I think everyone sort of, you know, feels different from day to day or from game to game, but I don't think my attitude's ever changed. You know, I've always wanted to go out and play well. It's just, I don't know, I think it's just a sort of a phase in your life. You go through good times and bad times.
While the Kiwis are in Blackpool, Great Britain have been secluded elsewhere in a country mansion, pondering patriotism.
My job as coach is to reintroduce these principles of pride in the Union Jack, the Union flag, in this country. And I've always believed through history, I do a lot of reading, specialise in history, and armies always fight better on their own soil. So first of all, we're at home, and another major factor is that we've got a case to prove. We've been whipping dogs for quite a few years now.
Well, that's Maurice Bamford, the coach.
Harry Schofield and Ellery Hanley in the centres. Stand-off half is Tony Myler, Derek Fox the half-back. In the forwards, Jeff Gratian, David Watkinson and John Fieldhouse the front row, Andy Goodway and Ian Potter in the second row, and Harry Pinner on the back and the captain. Substitutes, Sean Edwards and Chris Burton today. There is Jeff Gratian, number 8. Very big player by comparison with the rest of the Great Britain pack, but certainly not as big as New Zealand's biggest player, Graham West, at 6 feet 5 and 17 stone. Excuse me. Here's Ellery Hanley, the highest paid player in the English League. The man who ran away from the New Zealand defence in the first test, scored a brilliant individual try. And now looking at the New Zealand side, Gary Kemble back at fullback for this one. Dean Bell and Dane O'Hara on the wings. James Luluwai and Gary Brome the centres. Olsen Filipina takes over the captaincy today from standoff. Clayton Friend the halfback. The front row, Kurt Sorensen, Howie Tamati and Dane Sorensen. Sam Stewart and Graham West to the second row, and Hugh McGann on the back. The replacements are Fred Arcoy and Ricky Cowan. There's James Luluwai back in the centres for this match, where he ended up in the second half of the first test. The series can be won by the Kiwis today. The third match in the series, of course, is a World Cup game again, as Derek Fox starts for Great Britain. The deep kick. Run back by Gary Kemble, flicking it along the line, giving the players a touch of the ball. Certainly expect that kind of tough tackling today from Great Britain. They know that there were defensive lapses in the first test. Dane Sorensen. Sam Stewart in support, making his debut today, wearing the headband at number 12. Expect a very physical encounter, particularly in this opening 10 minutes or so. Lydon drops the ball, and has he knocked it on? Yes, Barry Gummersall, the referee, ruling that he knocked the ball on. So the scrum to go down just inside the Kiwis' half. See if the scrums are of the same reasonably high standard as they were in the first test. A lot of the other tour games have had very scruffy scrums right throughout. New Zealand ball coming back for Clayton Friend, the scrum being screwed around and Friend going in after it.
The penalty for Clayton Friend. Actually, the ball was stuck in the second row and he went in for it, and Gummersall, the referee, has penalised him So we'll have to watch the future scrimmages, see if he's same for both sides.
That's a good kick. Takes them right up to the 22. Derek Fox to play it. Through Watkinson. Gratian with a little bit of sleight of hand and going eventually to Andy Goodway. Fox. Hanley can't hold on to it. That's a lapse. Kiwis come up in possession.
Well, that's an unusual decision. He's given offside, and I couldn't see that Hugh McGann was offside there. He came from behind the play.
Certainly didn't look like it to me. Barry Gummersal's in charge, the Australian referee, whom the Kiwis were quite happy with in the first test. Would be understatement to say that they have been unhappy with the local referees. And now the first chance for Great Britain to put points on the board. Mick Burke lining up the kick. What a tremendous servant Mick Burke has been of Great Britain Rugby League.
He has. He's a very good full-back. He's been a sound performer with Witnesses Club for a number of years and done very well with Great Britain. But an incident in that move there that resulted in the penalty, Ellery Hanley just stood away and let the ball roll in front of him, and New Zealand could have got clean away there.
Certainly a lapse from Mr. Hanley. Mick Burke with the kick, and that's flagged away to the left. So an opportunity lost for Great Britain to get the early points and some confidence from it. Mick Burke looking a little disconsolate, knowing that it would have given them a psychological advantage. There's Drummond. This crowd going absolutely berserk. Enormous support here for Great Britain. By comparison with the first test, the crowd has doubled. Fieldhouse. Jeff Gratian is obviously going to be well tied up today. Graham West attacking. Fox. Harry Pinner. The ball going astray again. Clayton Friend trying to go back for it, but they'll come back for the earlier offence.
But an obstruction there by tackling the men off the ball. The New Zealanders were taking both the player with the ball and the players without, and referee Gummersall is certainly favouring Great Britain at the moment.
Joe Lydon for the line. So inside the Kiwis half again by 15 metres. Harry Pinner. Pinner trying to go himself. Graham West has him. Big line-up standing very deep now for Great Britain. Gratian. Myler. In there, and still gets the pass back to Burke. Looking dangerous, Great Britain. Andy Goodway loses it forward. Dived on again, but they'll come back for the knock-on.
And that was an opportunity for Clayton Friend to dive on that ball for New Zealand, so New Zealand are just hanging a little bit and not taking advantage of these mistakes Great Britain are making.
Gummersall has penalised New Zealand that time, the signal for striking in the scrum. Joe Lydon for the line. And puts them up in an attacking position again, right up on the 22. Watkinson, Gratian. Licking it around, Myler. Had a super first test, did Tony Myler. Gratian, Fox. Schofield, trying to flick it over the top, loses it. Dean Bell picks it up, running it back again. Trying to run away from the defence, Dean Bell. Straightens it up in the centre. Dane Sorensen waiting. West. Sorensen. Kemble. McGann. Skewed that off the side of his boot just a little. Lydon's under it. Lydon runs away from Luluwai first of all. Austin Filipino has it. Great Britain looking very, very good indeed. Andy Goodway. Fox to Gratian. Well, Gratian playing a very big role for Great Britain already.
He's certainly powering in. It's going to take 3 and 4 New Zealanders to tackle him, Tony. Be sure of that.
Just on the 22 now. Great Britain on attack. Pinner. Myler. Hanley, and intercepted by James Luluai, but he's going to be brought back for it.
That's because the New Zealanders haven't retired 5 yards. That was absolutely fatal on New Zealand, because Luluai was certainly relieving them of pressure there.
With James Luluai on the side, that's always on. James Luluai offside, ruled as such, coming through for the intercept. And another chance now for Great Britain for points on the ball. So Joe Lydon this time to kick after Mick Burke was unsuccessful with the first one. It's reasonably kickable. It looks pretty straight. They don't come much straighter. First points on the board for Joe Lydon and Great Britain. 8 minutes gone in the first half, and Great Britain leading by 2-0. Olsen Philippine to restart for the Kiwis. Kiwis have been on the back foot just a little thus far in the game. Pinner, good way. Fox. Gratian. Tried to take him higher, Howie Tamati, but he got away from it. Back to Burke. Back Burke with the kick. There's a late charge on Burke. They're playing on. Gary Kemble. Hugh McGann with a slightly late charge on Mick Burke. That's been sorted out.
McGann was a little late there, and I think he's got an injury to his hip himself, so he's struggling now with McGann for a while.
Sorensen. Graham West waiting. Chance now for Olsen Philippina to even the scores. It's right in front, but it's a long way out. The offence for not allowing him to play the ball.
Yes, David Watkinson were crouching over, and referee Gomersall is certainly wanting the players to get apart here and play some rugby.
He's been very, very strict. He certainly was in the first test on the play the balls. To make sure that they're straight and no interference. Olsen Philippina always gets a hard time on kicking the ball because he is so precise and so deliberate, and the crowd don't appreciate the amount of time that he takes to prepare. He has remarkable composure despite that, but he's muffed that one.
Well, that was a fluff kick if anything was there, Tony.
Perhaps Olsen Philippina being got at a little by the crowd. Gratian flicking the pass up. He really is making an impression, Jeff Gratian. Potter with the ball. Harry Pinner still being allowed to get that pass away, but it looked forward to Fox.
Yes, in actual fact, Mr. Gomersall says that he's offside. He was in front of the man before he passed the ball. Therefore, it's a penalty to New Zealand. And another chance for Philippina.
So perhaps another chance now for Olsen Filipina. Having a look at it again. Finner held in the tackle, waiting for Fox to come through, and the referee ruling that Fox was already in front of him at the time he passed the ball. Certainly it looked forward. Olsen Filipina again being given a hard time. He normally walks back, then goes back to the ball before he starts his run-up. He seems to have decided not to this time, trying to get his concentration together. And that's a better kick. The score's level. 12 minutes gone in the first half, 2-2.
And after early pressure by Great Britain, New Zealand now have got a taste of points on the board, so perhaps they might just pick it up from here on in, Tony.
They certainly looked to be on the back foot in the opening minutes, didn't they? Fox restarts. Picked up by Kemble. To Bell. Frome. And Frome taken in the tackle. Graham West. "6'5" and 17 stone. A foot taller and nearly 7 stone heavier than Clayton Friend, the smallest man on the field. Filipina. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Good tackle from Ellery Hanley front on, making sure the ball didn't get away. Dane Sorensen. Hard charging runs brought to ground by Hanley, Fox and Fieldhouse. Kemble. The long kick. Lydon going back for it, but leaving it for Burke. Clayton Friend, James Luluai and Kurt Sorensen the tackles. Good way. Fox switching it, Fieldhouse. Fox. The dummy to Grayson, going to Finner eventually. Back to Grayson. Kiwi starting to wrap up Grayson now, trying to prevent him getting the pass away. Harry Pinner still getting the pass back. Tackled fairly late as well. They're letting it go. Myler running away from the opposition. Des Drummond out on the wing. Clayton Friend out there to tackle him, but can't hold him. Eventually the defence gets back around. This Great Britain three-quarter line looks so good, given a couple of inches to move. Perhaps just a little bit of a let-off for the Kiwis, in that the ball went out. Scrum to go down just 7 metres out from the Kiwis line. Great Britain ball going across the paddock. Ellery Hanley. Hanley trying to outrun it. Gary Schofield is in. Oh, good try. They played it wide. It went to Hanley. Hanley made sure he had the support. And Gary Schofield really just having to run for the line. An excellent try for Great Britain. 6-2. Just looking at it again. Fox flicked it out, decided to play it very quickly wide. Ellery Hanley running wide across the field.
And this is where he creates trouble, Tony. Hanley, 2 men there taken out of the game. The type of chance that Schofield rarely misses.
Nicely set up by Ellery Hanley, making sure he had drawn the opposition. And Gary Schofield really just had to run fairly straight for the line in one tackle, but most of the opposition had already been taken away for him. And Joe Lydon has obviously taken over the kicking role from Mick Burke. He's had one successful attempt, this one right out by the corner. Not a bad kick, but flagged away to the left. So the score remains at 6-2. Great Britain leading, 1-0. Looking at this replay again, end on. Ellery Hanley, just a lovely pass, switching direction. Gary Schofield so fast off the line, very, very quickly away and dotting it down. A good try, Great Britain. Good way. Gratian. Well, Gratian has really made an enormous impression on this game. This forward pack for Great Britain, with the changes they've made, looks greatly improved.
And being in front and scoring the try will set Britain alight. They'll certainly put the pressure on now, and New Zealand have to recover from this early setback.
Dean Bell. Running around to meet up with Dane O'Hara. Dane O'Hara coming back into the middle and straighten it up. Kiwi's getting back into position. Friend. Having a dab himself, trying to set something up from here, the Kiwis. Sam Stewart. The Wellington policeman playing his first test match for New Zealand. Lowy Tamati. Friend. Filipino. Little chip over the top for James Lulaway. Goes straight to Myler. Myler taken. Lydon gets the pass and runs into Kurt Sorensen. Hanley, Fox, Pinner, Fieldhouse, pass up to Fox again. Enormous crowd support for this Great Britain side. They can sense victory. Gratian getting the pass back to Watkinson. Watkinson taken by Dane Sorensen. Pinner. Right up to the New Zealand 22 now. Fox, Gratian. Taken around the head. And the line umpire is on the field.
That is obviously for the high tackle on Gratian, which the referee Gomersall must have seen as the same as everybody else saw, but did nothing about it.
I think it might have been the little...
It might have been the other way round. Elbow from Gratian, perhaps, no?
Might have been a little hand over the top in the tackle. The tackle was high to start with, and Kurt Sorensen...
Yes.
Yes, it is Kurt Sorensen.
He's indicating there's an elbow gone in.
Have a look at the tackle. Kurt Sorensen over the top, and look at that part.
That's right. The elbow went over the top. And some 10 years ago, they were teammates in Australia, Gratian and Sorensen.
So that's cost New Zealand a penalty. So it'll be a shot for Joe Lydon, and certainly one that is within his kicking range. "20 minutes gone. Great Britain leading 6-2. A chance now to make it 8. Yes, the flags are up. Great Britain 8, New Zealand 2. 20 minutes gone, first half.
However this game finishes now, Tony, it is not going to be easy for New Zealand to get back into the game quickly.
Pinner. Watkinson. Graham West coming over the top in a very hard tackle. Gratian. Watkinson waiting. Back to Lydon. Lydon stepping to give himself space. Puts the kick downfield. Gary Kemble's with it. Nowhere to go. This Kiwi side not looking inspired at the moment. Clayton Friend doing a little dabbling and running. Getting away from a couple of tacklers, but eventually caught by Watkinson. See if we can have another look at that. Obviously not happy with the tackle. Gary Kemble puts the ball out and makes them 15 to 20 metres. Just having a look at the incident again. Watkinson tackled Friend. Potter over the top. Yeah, that's what it was for. Clayton Friend not perturbed by it, but they got the penalty. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati waiting. Sam Stewart getting up through the tackle, still going. Sam Stewart turns it back to Graham West. A couple of metres short now. This is where the Kiwis certainly need a try to get back into this game. Filipina. Tamati waiting again. Kurt Sorensen right behind him. West putting the pass back to Kurt Sorensen. Sorensen almost losing it and has been pulled back for a knock-on.
That was a very hard tackle by Gratian that nipped in and just knocked Sorensen to the ground and made him lose the ball, or there was trouble there for Great Britain.
Great Britain ball, Fox are running away with it. Can't get through Kemble. And a little bit of a let-off for Great Britain. Hanley stepping through one tackle, eventually caught by Gary Kemble. Up and playing it quickly, Great Britain. Pinner trying to put Schofield through a gap. Good way. And all that Kiwi hard work in vain. Back to halfway now. Potter. Kick through. Picked up nicely by Dean Bell. Bell running it back. Past Hanley. And into the tackle of Watkinson. Almost through it. Luluai. Sorensen. Well, that was two tackles in a row that really the unnecessary arm went in.
It was because Schofield had made the tackle and Pinner went over the top and swung the right arm.
The second tackle in a row that Pinner had done it. Whether he thought he could get away with it again or not, I don't know.
Well, I don't think he's big enough to hit anybody, so he shouldn't do it at all.
West. Sam Stewart. This is the kind of form we've come to see from Sam Stewart on tour. Busting that line so easily. Very, very quick. Kurt Sorensen. Filipina. Sorensen again. Kiwis up on attack. Howie Tamati. Dane Sorensen. Just 11 metres short of the line now. Friend. Luluai. James Luluai trying to do a little bit of tricky stuff, but caught. Friend. West. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Go back to Friend this time for the bomb. Hugh McGann leaping up under it. It comes back the Kiwis' way, and they're playing advantage. Dane Sorensen. Gary Prome. Sorensen to Sorensen. Just a few metres short now. Certainly they need a try. Sam Stewart running the dummy. Kurt Sorensen, Hugh McGann. McGann brought to ground just a metre short. Which way will they go this time? Going left, Kurt Sorensen. No way through there, the Great Britain defence holding. 5 tackles now.
Well, I think that was a mistake when there's 3 big forwards in front and trying to scramble over. Tamati really got shoved back.
And because he got caught on the 6th tackle, it's a straight handover of the ball. Watkinson. Fox. Pinner being stood up a lot more today than he was in the first test, not being given the same freedom at all. Fox decides to go himself. Straight into Graham West with Sam Stewart around his legs. Chip over the top. From line. Kemble picks it up and takes the tackle. Kiwis well back in their own half, right by the 22 now. Clayton Friend, Gary Prone. Prone trying to break the defence. Good running, and he's got Dane O'Hara there, but O'Hara knocks it on.
Well, gaining relief there. I thought that Prome ought to have stuck to the ball. They just recovered it, and they've been under a lot of pressure, Britain, in this half, and they could have come right back into the half there. They held the ball for another 5 tackles.
So the scrum goes down just inside the Kiwis' half. They certainly look able to do it, the Kiwis. It's just a matter of finishing.
Foot up by Watkinson there. There's a bit of a struggle in the two hookers. They've had a bit of each other. They don't like each other. It's apparent in that scrum.
Campbell for the line. Now they're in the Great Britain half. Friend, Sorensen, Friend, Kurt Sorensen. Putting the pass back. Potter picking it up. The intercept. Giving away possession. This is Fieldhouse. And Gary Schofield's away in space again. Oh yes, the second try for Great Britain. Just as easily as that from broken play. Gary Schofield is dynamite.
A break by Fieldhouse there. An attempted tackle by the Kiwis. Comerson was going to penalise them until he saw Fieldhouse strike through with play. And with the supporting play there in Gary Schofield, he allowed play to go on. And Schofield did something that he's used to doing in Australia. Now watch this tackle if you can on Fieldhouse. And the referee lets it go. A missed tackle there by Graham West.
Clayton Friend eventually picks up Fieldhouse, but by that time the pass had gone and Gary Schofield was in space. There's no way, even though Dane O'Hara was coming from the wing, he was not going to catch this speedy little centre. Gary Schofield, 2 tries. And if the crowd sensed victory before, they certainly sense it more now. What an enormous task now for the Kiwis to come back from this kind of deficit. Now that's scoot away to the right. Gary Schofield, the first try in the 16th minute and his second one in the 30th minute. 10 minutes remain of the first half. And Great Britain leading by 2 tries to 0. 12 points to 2.
And after pressure by New Zealand for 7 or 8 minutes on the British line, the British lads tackled like demons, came off the line and went through the New Zealand defence. So it's going to be hard work for New Zealand to stop the British lads coming forward.
Gratian. Back to Burke. The kick up. Gary Kemble under it. And safe. Nowhere to go. Flicks it to Dean Bell. Bell. Back again to Luluwai. Luluwai across to Friend. Clayton Friend running straight out of the tackle of Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse perhaps lucky not to be penalised for it. Prome. Gary Prome looking very fired up. Very determined. The penalty and back chat, so they take it up another 10 metres.
Well, perhaps a bit of kidology on Gary's part there. He didn't get up very quickly, but then one of the British players opened his mouth, and that's fatal. That's bad discipline when they're in front with so many points.
Kemble for the line.
And New Zealand certainly want to score before half-time, Tony.
Absolutely vital for their own confidence that they can get a try before half-time. Sorensen, Prome, Gary Prome, just a couple of metres short, the ball knocked out of his hands.
By the British side there.
This Kiwi side badly in need of a try before half-time. 7 minutes remain till half-time. Down by 12 to 2. 2 tries to 0. Gratian. Pinner. Changing direction, trying to get the pass out and set something up. But caught by Dane Sorensen. Burke. Dean Bell under that. Trying to run around the opposition. Myler has him. Flicks the pass back. Luluwai. Friend. Clayton Friend still going. He's broken the gap. Clayton Friend, can he make it? Eventually caught by Fieldhouse, but he made them a good 20 metres. Sorensen. Deciding to go himself. Kiwi standing back deep now. Dane Sorensen. Looked to put the pass to Graham West. Graham West kicking himself that the pass didn't come. Filipina. Nicely picked up by Howie Tamati. West. McGann. And now a metre short again. Can they break that line? Going left, Sorensen to Kurt Sorensen. Back again to Dane Sorensen. Graham West flicks it back to Friend. Friend out to Filipina. Filipina trying to run away from the opposition. Still gets the pass back to Stewart, to Prome. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Bomb from Friend. Is it too far? Burke under it. Very safely taken. But I think Mick Burke is injured. It was a brave take, but I think he might have got injured as a result.
Yes, he fell awkwardly there as he took the ball, but he certainly got the highest of all the players to make sure that that ball was safe in his hands.
Just looking at it again, there's the bomb from Clayton Friend. Nicely placed. Very narrow dead ball lines in England, as we've explained before, so you've got to be accurate. Burke coming out and just landed very awkwardly. It's his lower back that is injured. Just getting some of the magic anaesthetic spray. Three and a half minutes remain in the first half, and the Kiwis down by 12 points to 2. Gratian. Well hit by Dane Sorensen, eventually tackled by Graham West. Fox. Fieldhouse. Andy Goodway, should I say. Fox. Finner. Potter. Myler. Pulled down by Dane Sorensen. 5 tackles on Great Britain. Kick from Fox. Straight to Kemble. Kemble has Dean Bell with him. Opts to take the tackle and straighten it up. Kurt Sorensen. Driven back by the littlest man on the field, Derek Fox. Sam Stewart. Through McGann. Frome. O'Hara. Friend. Filipina. West. Filipina. Nice pass back into Kemble to Dean Bell. Bell eventually caught. Less than 2 minutes remain in the first half. Dane Sorensen wasn't even looking where that ball was coming from at all. Momentary lapse from him, and 5 tackles on the Kiwis now. McGann. Diving on it. Disputed possession. And the Kiwis have it. 5 tackles again in hand. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Dane Sorensen. A minute now to half-time. Filipina. Dean Bell. Hugh McGann. Sam Stewart. Friend. Leighton Friend trying the tricky stuff out wide. Dane O'Hara and Gary Frome with him. McGann. Filipina. Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen going wide. Gary Kemble. Kemble caught. 5 tackles now on the Kiwis again. Luluai with the bomb. Knocked back and regained by Great Britain through Derek Fox. And I think Great Britain are going to hold on to this score. 40 minutes already showing, so it's in the referee's hands now. Hanley. Hanley plays it himself. Still going. Where's the defence? The little chip over the top. Ellery Hanley chasing it through, tries to pick up the ball again and dives on it. Great Britain still have possession. Schofield. Drummond. There's Drummond is injured.
Certainly lucky there for New Zealand that Hanley wasn't allowed to get on with that game because West tripped him and the referee was going to pull him, but Hanley regathered the ball again there. And it's certain now that Great Britain are going to go in with a very handsome lead. They looked to have 1 or 2 doubts though. Pinner was limping. Berkey's got his head down there. He's thinking about the game.
Peter, I can't believe the transformation of this Great Britain pack, and it seems to be hinging around Gratian.
Well, I can, because he's a man in a million, is Gratian. He's a senior citizen regarding rugby league football, and I mean that with no disrespect, but Gratian is impressive, and certainly the other players respect his power on the field.
There is half-time, there is the hooter, and the Kiwis go into the half-time break, perhaps wondering what it is that they've done wrong, but they're down by 2 tries to 0, 12 points to 2. And obviously, Peter, the Great Britain forward pack is playing substantially better than they did in the first test, and obviously a lot more penetration.
Yes, well, I think that with Gratian in the centre of the field, he's taking the Sorensens out, plus any other forward that wants to get in his way, gets up, plays the ball quickly, and so Great Britain are finding a little bit more room outside. And
Sorry, I'm just being told something here, Keith. He came into the game the other night, on Tuesday night, against Leeds, and managed to stay upright for the entire game, but he was carrying an injury for much of it. And I think they're missing Mark Graham, and a lot of it is hinging around the Sorensen brothers. Let's see if in the second half we don't have a little more firepower in the forward pack, because they have the dominance if they can get it all together. A restart coming in the second half. New Zealand trailing by 12-2. 2 tries to 0 down. One wonders what Graham Lowe has said to them at half-time. But I'm sure they will be as aware as Graham Lowe is of their mistakes. Good way. Well tackled. Gratian. Getting a pass away, losing it that time. Great Britain coming up again in possession, but it went forward. So they come back for the scrum.
yes, that was a double knock-on there, and the referee decided to pull the first offence, which was young Derek Fox dropping that ball from Gratian, and had not dropped it, then Great Britain were going to set up a good attack again.
Tight head to Great Britain. Myler coming out with the ball. Floodlights have been switched on here at Central Park in Wigan. Burke getting out of the tackle of Prome. Obviously not suffering too much from the injury in the first half. Good way. Taking Sorensen head on, eventually caught by Sorensen and Tamati. Fox. Pinner. Potter. Oh, nicely set up for Myler. And back inside, and it's Gary Schofield again. Oh, bad news for the Kiwis.
That was an absolute superlative try, a brilliant open football, and the Kiwis look stunned as they're all walking under the post now. It looks as though the game is out of reach of these Kiwis, and it looks as though we're going to Ellen Road for a final test, although there's plenty of time in this test match yet to be played.
And there's an injury to Hugh McGann. Looking at the try again, really superbly set up, and Gary Schofield proving just once again how elusive he can be. A straight run to the line that time, looking like a sprinter all the way, but so nicely set up. It's Joe Lydon again with the kick, this time straight in front. Hugh McGann is still down as Lydon puts the ball over.
And it looks like Burke is being substituted. He's got an injury, and on comes Sean Edwards, a Wigan youngster, to certainly hold out these Kiwis in this second half.
Looking at this try again and how it was set up. Brilliant running. Harry Pinner to Potter. Myler just floating that ball over the top to Gary Schofield, and Gary Schofield only needing to sprint to finish it.
And as we said in the first half, Tony, that's the first time Myler has really come into the game and found a bit of space.
We saw virtually nothing of him in the first half. We know how talented he is. Harry Pinner being called over as Hugh McGann is talking to referee Barry Gummersall. Quite sure what the nature of the conversation was, and Hugh McGann has gone back to take his position, as has Harry Pinner. Filipino with the restart. The Kiwis with an enormous task in front of them now. Down by 18-2. 3 tries to Gary Schofield. Sean Edwards is on the paddock. The young 18-year-old from Wigan. We'll see him in a moment. His Gratian is still causing the Kiwis enormous problems. There is Sean Edwards. Not the youngest man to play Test football. Dennis Williams of New Zealand did it the day after his 18th birthday. Fieldhouse slipping underneath the tackles. Eventually caught by Clayton Friend. Another great cover tackle from Friend. And this Great Britain side looking rampant now. Drop pass. It's a good way. Dragged down by Sorensen. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Kemble. O'Hara to Prome. Prome going straight. Very determined running from him all day. Somebody waiting. Friend. Dean Bell. McGann. Oh, yes, that's dangerous. Fox. Caught by Prome and O'Hara. But making Great Britain 15 metres. Fieldhouse. Great Britain looking so confident now. Pass wide outside, the crowd going absolutely wild. There was no way through there. Edwards. Hanley. Hanley trying to go himself. Still puts the pass up, taken by Sam Stewart. Kiwis in possession. Kurt Sorensen.
Well, the Kiwis look a little bit disorganised at the moment. They're under tremendous pressure, and I don't think they know who's going to take the responsibility.
Ball lost forward in the tackle. Fox. Myler to Pinner. Really looking to set things up now, Great Britain. Potter. Fieldhouse. Having a much better game than he did in the first test, Fieldhouse. Fox. Gratian. Fox again. Pinner. Over the top, and they've got an overlap. Can't hold on to the ball. Knocked on a couple of times. And the scrum to go down 5 metres inside the New Zealand 22. And Fred Arcoy is being brought on as a replacement. Graham West is coming off. And Gary Prome will go to loose forward, I think. He's played there before. He can play virtually anywhere. Filipina. Arcoy has been brought on, obviously, to settle the defence a little. Prome. Gary Prome will go in the forwards in the meantime. Fred Arcoy, first touch of the ball. Friend. Going astray, and Myler picks it up. Good way. Harry Pinner has an injury. Fox. Gratian. Hanley. Pinner. Kiwi tackling still fairly fierce. There have been too many gaps in it today. Fieldhouse. Good pass up to Edwards. Edwards caught quickly by Luluai. Fox with the chip through. Going right for the sideline, but it's going to go and touch in goal.
The New Zealanders want some inspiration from somewhere, and I don't think Filipana's the man. He is not linking, he's not getting the backs moving at all.
Dane Sorensen. Friend. Stewart. Kurt Sorensen. Couldn't pass to Hugh McGann, but he was caught. Filipina. Luluai. Bell. Putting the pass back again. Kurt Sorensen. Dane Sorensen. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. McGann. Deep kick to Lydon. And Lydon running it back. Edwards having a go himself. And Fox combining well. A little bit of a struggle midfield between Gratian and Kurt Sorensen. Came to nothing. Pinner. Up to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse back to Hanley. Hanley leaping across one of the defence. 5 tackles on Great Britain. Myler. 6 tackles.
Well, Myler should have certainly put that ball through with a little kick and chased again, knowing he was on 6 tackles and no support.
Arcoy. O'Hara. They really haven't had the penetration in the second half, this Kiwi side. Bell. McGann. Luluai. Not really going anywhere. Putting plenty of passes together, but all crossways. Friend. Prone. Good pass from Prone to Howie Tamati. Tamati looking to link up with O'Hara. O'Hara through Des Drummond and eventually caught by Schofield and Edwards. Friend. Kurt Sorensen. Prone. Tough tackle on Gary Prome. Dane Sorensen. Luluai. Starting to work a little better now, but 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Kurt Sorensen. Arcoy. Possession to Great Britain, which would have been the end result anyway.
And that's the difference. The British lads are now going up for these loose balls and keeping themselves out of trouble. Gary Prome has certainly put a bit more life into the forward places. He's gone to look forward.
Great Britain trying to run it out from their own 22 now. Pinner. 5 tackles on Great Britain. Kick down to Gary Campbell. Campbell has O'Hara with him, looking around for the support. Called to ground by Schofield. Arcoy. Friend. Sorensen. Bell. Filipina. Hugh McGann. Stewart. Bell. Dean Bell. Yes, Dean Bell will get there. Well, sustained pressure from the Kiwis. They finally got their act together. And after putting the pressure on, finally it broke for them.
And Stewart got a little good pass in there after making the half break, and Dean Bell pulled his way out of a tackle and brushed past Sean Edwards and made a very good score for the Kiwis. Now this might just liven them up to put the ball back into contention, with them having a chance of doing something late in the match.
18 points to 6, with a very easy chance here for Olsen Filipina to make it 18-8. Just in the last couple of minutes, Peter, that Kiwi side has looked like a Kiwi side of old.
Well, they've moved the ball, haven't they? They've put the ball into the backs, and the backs have come running onto these balls. And Filipina makes no mistake with that goal kick. And therefore, the British lads will be talking to each other, and knowing the Kiwis can finish the game late, we'll be saying we've got to tackle, we've got to move forward and not make any more mistakes.
Well, the Kiwis will know from that little burst that they can put it together and that they can make it work. I would expect that they'll bring Ricky Cowan on at some stage. Just looking at the way it was set up again, Hugh McGann to Sam Stewart. Sam Stewart getting that pass away. Dean Bell beating Edwards and really just putting it together with determination. And back live, Gary Prome has just dropped the pass. Come back for the knock on, just outside the Kiwis 22. See what kind of resolve is in this Great Britain side now, and if they can hold the Kiwis out. Great Britain ball. Schofield. Caught by Fred Arcoy. Edwards. Can't run away from Clayton Friend that easily. Fieldhouse. Fred Arcoy really getting into the tackling very quickly since he's come on the field. Trying to settle down the defence. Gratian back to Potter. Not quite the same determination in the forward runs from Great Britain now. Hanley, Fox, Pinner. Oh, Pinner making a gap for himself, and Schofield almost in space, putting it forward. Edwards is there and gets possession, but they'll come back.
Well, a glorious chance for Britain there to go further ahead again, because the defence was really split wide open, and Pinner went through beautifully to put Schofield on a ball, and it looks like Schofield is slightly injured in that move there.
Just looking at it again, they were putting the passes together really very well indeed. I think that's where the injury came.
And I've just seen Dane Sorensen talking to his forward and telling him, come on, we go from here. And just before that scrum went down, he was urging the forwards on. And certainly now, the Kiwis think that they're going to come back into this game.
They certainly look able to come back into the game.
Clayton Friend hasn't done much penetrating himself. He's stopped going forward.
Kurt Sorensen, Gary Prome, bumping into Ellery Hanley. Real competition between those two. Sorensen and Ellery Hanley starting to go a little silly in the tackles.
Well, it's Des Drummond that, not Hanley, Tony. It's Des Drummond that's come off his wing, wanting to get him into the action.
Friend, Filipina, Arcoy to Dean Bell. Dean Bell coming back in. Trying to break that line again. This is a very, very determined Kiwi side at the moment. Friend, Filipina. Dane O'Hara. And the defence coming across very quickly. Friend, the bomb. Hugh McGann trying to get up under it and knock it back, but Potter has it. Fox. Back to Pinner. Gratian. Doing a little less in the second half than the first, but still causing them problems. Fox. 5 tackles on Great Britain. Kicked through. Dane O'Hara coming round. Kemble has it. O'Hara. Good tackle from Joe Lydon. Arcoy. Friend. About the first little dab we've seen from Clayton Friend in the second half. McGann. Filipina putting the pass back. Kurt Sorensen. Still getting it back, but to nowhere. Rome going back for it. O'Hara. A little bit of loose ball. Sam Stewart waiting. Bell. Frome. Five tackles on the Kiwis now. Filipina with the kick. Dean Bell racing up for it. Comes back the Kiwis' way.
He's given Dean Bell offside there. Well, we'll have to see if we get the replay, because it was very, very close.
Dean Bell shaking his head. He didn't think he was offside, obviously. Just looking at the replay again. Olsen Filipina's kick up. Have a look for Dean Bell coming racing up on it. I don't think he was offside. Fieldhouse. Andy Goodway, Kiwi defence.
Yes, and I think that Andy Goodway could be the one that could be substituted if Burton comes on, because he certainly hasn't done his running this afternoon.
Harry Pinner not being allowed to get that ball away. Potter. 5 tackles on Great Britain. Kick again, that time from Lydon. Going back for it is Dean Bell, and he'll run it up. On his own 22. Some of the Kiwis a little slow to get back. Luluai. Friend. Stewart. Just slipping over. A little slippery on top this ground. Dane Sorensen. Kurt Sorensen. Pass to Fred Arcoy, and the crowd knew it was forward. Well, Dane Sorensen has really taken over as the general in this forward pack, doing a lot of yelling and a lot of encouragement to get the players fired up. Chance now for Great Britain to do something. There's Drummond flicking the ball to David Watkinson. 2 balls on the paddock at the moment. Watkinson will play it. Fieldhouse. Caught by Sorensen. Fox. Gratian trying to bust his way through. Not too far away from doing so. A couple of metres short now, Great Britain. Fox. Pinner. Good way. Pinner, Fox. Caught. Gummersall making sure that the Kiwis are back onside. Pinner has a drop goal, and it's there. The extra 1 point takes it to 19.
And sustained pressure there by the British lads, and this is one of Pinner's specialities. He drop-kicked many, many goals for his club, St Helens.
Having a look at it again, Harry Pinner right in front, left foot. Not a lot of time to do it, but obviously he's done it before. So 19 points to 6 at the moment. Should I say 19 points to 8 at the moment. Edwards to Fox. Back to Potter. Making no progress at all. Fieldhouse. 5 tackles on Great Britain now. Finner's kick charge down.
Well, both sets of forwards look a bit tired now, but I think the British side are more tired, but they can afford to be, providing they don't collapse altogether. And I think that young Fox this afternoon has been involved in everything for Great Britain, and a tremendous tackling stint, him and Watkinson too.
New Zealand ball. Filipina, Friend. Some of the situations Clayton Friend manages to stay upright in are amazing. Hugh McGann. Dean Bell waiting. Dane Sorensen. Howie Tamati can't hold it. It's gone Great Britain's way, playing advantage. Another lost opportunity for the Kiwis. Gratian. Hanley playing it himself. 5 tackles on Great Britain again. Good take from Gary Kemble. O'Hara. Arcoy. Friend. Luluai. Caught by Goodway. McGann. Prome. Friend. Sorensen. Friend. Changing the direction. Dean Bell. Sorensen. 5 tackles on the Kiwis now. Filipina. Knocked back for the Kiwis. O'Hara going back. Picks it up. Pass away to Kurt Sorensen. To Gary Prome. Prome with a little chip through. Chasing it. Sean Edwards has it. And Prome has him. And O'Hara's taken a knock on the shin. As Great Britain run it out just outside their 22. Fieldhouse. Gratian. The kick through. Gary Kemble coming up. Runs it back to the halfway. Luluai. Good pass to Kurt Sorensen.
Kurt Sorensen certainly striven hard all the match and done very well for the Kiwis. He's the man that's still coming forward, looking for the room to get the ball out.
Bren, McGann. Arcoy caught by Des Drummond. Arcoy. Tamati to McGann. Sam Stewart tackled before he had the ball.
Yes, that time he was stood well in front of the ball. And Stewart's holding his shoulder.
Taking a knock on the shoulder, seems to be okay, just flexing it. The ball goes out. 10 metres in Great Britain's half. Substitution, Sam Stewart's coming off, Ricky Cowan has come on. Ricky Cowan, 6 feet and 16 stone. Topped the tackle count against Leeds on Tuesday night to win his reserve place back in the Test pack with 36 tackles. Been playing excellent football. Kurt Sorensen diving over the top and has possession for the Kiwis. Brome to Sorensen. Cowan, Luluai, Friend, Filipina. Friend. Arcoy. Dean Bell coming through, takes the ball rather awkwardly, but manages to hold it. Brome. Up by Fieldhouse. 5 tackles on the Kiwis. Leighton Friend with the bomb. Hugh McGann chasing it. Edwards under it and has it. Great Britain in possession. Just 10 metres out from the line now. Understand Chris Burton is about to come on for Great Britain for Andy Goodway, as you suggested, Peter.
Well, I thought that might be the ploy, but there's an injury now, and who's this to? Because we could change the substitution here. Potter Fieldhouse. It's not Watkinson, it's not Goodway. It's Harry Pinner. Could be Harry Pinner. I can't see Harry about. It's Harry, but I doubt if Harry will want to come off. No, I don't think he'll come off. Not at this stage of the game. He'll want to be on when the final whistle blows to bring his lads off. Now here's a lad, Potter, that played very, very much stronger than he played in the first test.
Certainly has.
And Fieldhouse as well has gone very well and gone hard. And they're now making inroads into the Kiwis. Tackling. They'll knock this one downfield. But they keep putting to Kemble, but they're tackling very well. And the Kiwis are not making any headway and making the breaks they did in the first part of the second half.
O'Hara. Caught by Schofield. Friend. Cowan. Ricky Cowan showing a little change of pace.
A delayed decision by the referee was obstruction. Shepherding, call it what you like. We call it obstruction. Australia calls it shepherding, but certainly the referee was late with the decision.
Andy Goodway's coming off. Chris Burton is on. 29-year-old from Hull KR, playing in his 7th test, or a part of a 7th test. He's played 6 before. Myler. Burton. Great Britain well in the Kiwi half now. Pinner deciding to go himself, sells the dummy beautifully, and he gives it to Hanley. And Hanley's got Schofield there. Oh, yes! Gary Schofield, 4 tries in a test match. But the record for tries in a test match is held by New Zealand's Hugh McGann, who got 6 against Papua New Guinea. But 4 tries in a test match between Great Britain and New Zealand, unheard of. Really rising to him.
And it's this crowd, Tony, that really deserves some of the appreciation for British performance this afternoon. They've stuck by them all afternoon and raised them to the heights of actually running the Kiwis just a little bit ragged when the backs have had the ball.
And Joe Lydon puts the extra points there. Looking at it again.
The magic of Harry Pinner. He can certainly show the ball.
Hanley and then Schofield. Schofield has that happy knack of being in the right place at the right time and able to capitalise and finish so beautifully. 25-8. I think that's good night, Kiwis.
Well, they certainly going to have to build the game up for the final test at Ellen Road.
Gratian.
And for coach Maurice Bamford, who said that this was only a one-off for Jeff Gratian, I'm betting that Gratian's in the final test.
You can hardly leave him out on today's performance. Hanley across to Lydon, who can't hold it, and the ball is out. And the Kiwi team and management have asked me to convey their best wishes to the other New Zealand teams playing today. Of course, the All Blacks and the All Whites playing in matches, internationals today, test matches. They wish them well, and certainly we hope that they're going to have a little more success than the Kiwis have had today. Can't hold it, goes Great Britain's way. Des Drummond is out there, the pass look forward. Dean Bell wraps him up. Hanley picks it up from nowhere, but bundled into touch by O'Hara. Towed through that time again. Oh, almost another try. It's heart-stopping stuff, watching this Great Britain side. So clever from broken play. Sorensen, Cowan. Cowan trying to set something up, looking for the support, puts it back to Filipina. Man of the Match awards have gone, not surprisingly, to Gary Schofield of Great Britain and to Sam Stewart of New Zealand, playing in his first test. Quite an accolade. Five tackles now on the Kiwis. McGann with the chip over the top for Dean Bell. Edwards. Great Britain really relatively safe now. They'll want to close the game down a little, I would imagine, Peter.
Well, all to do, they know that to play the 6 tackles, put the boot to the ball, but yet they've tried to spread the ball a little bit, and they've got the Kiwis a little bit flat-footed at times and almost sent men through. Again, Harry Pinner chinking on the ball, gets it to Grayson. Grayson puts it to Lydon, and Lydon. If Lydon got some room, it doesn't seem to be able to get any room, doesn't Lydon, because he can certainly move and cover the ground.
Of course, marking Dean Bell, you don't get a lot of room to move.
That's right, and he's probably been the most penetrative back of the New Zealanders. He's looked very dangerous, but he's run without support. Nobody's got with him when he's made the breaks. And I'm afraid that Filipana looks way out of his depth at this class. On these sort of grounds, they're not suitable for him.
Great Britain just slowing things down a little at this stage. 25-8 in the lead. 4 tries to Gary Schofield, equaling the record, the test match tries between Great Britain and New Zealand. Fox almost getting away. There is the final hooter. And the second test levels the scores. A very convincing win to Great Britain. Regardless of what flaws we may have seen in the New Zealand side, a totally convincing win to Great Britain, who have made the best of their opportunities and certainly have had excellence in Gary Schofield to finish for them. 4 tries in a test match between Great Britain and New Zealand, equal to the record, an outstanding performance. 1 or 2 good performances from the Kiwis as well, but too many lapses to let this Great Britain side, with the talent that they have, particularly out wide, and give them an inch to move. It was always said before this test match that Great Britain, given the slightest opportunity, would score tries more easily than New Zealand would. New Zealand looked in the first part of the second half as though they might have the wherewithal to come back at them. But apart from a 10-minute burst in which they did dominate, they really have not been in the game. The crowd well satisfied, a good turnout today. They were expecting 21 or 22,000. We understand that's about what the crowd was. They have certainly got behind Great Britain, and Peter, I think they have helped them enormously.
Great team performance, Alec. Over the moon with the lads. We've worked hard, you know, for the last 12 months. I'm over the moon with the lads.
Well, obviously, after the last performance at Edinburgh, this must be a really great shot in the arm for Great Britain Rugby League.
Yeah, well, we worked hard in the first test and we thought we was unlucky to lose that. But we've done the job right today, haven't we, Alec?
Well, I think you've done it right, but here's another man. I think every time he gets the ball, there was 15,000 Wigan people. Ellery, you must have enjoyed that.
That was tremendous, Alex, but I'm a bit disappointed about what you said about Jeff with them pills. It must have taken a lot of them to get through the whole match.
And obviously they've done him good, because Jeff Crufton has had a great game.
Oh, Jeff's done a tremendous job for us, and the rest of the lads have done great.
Well, Harry, what do you think, like, you know, for the series now, where it's 1-1, can we win the series?
Yeah, well, I hope so. I think we can if we work as hard as what we have done, Alec. You know, it's there for the taking now. 1-1, so it's going to be a crunch now, isn't it?
Well, Ellery, you say, and Harry says, that we can win it. Can we really win it?
Well, yeah, I think even before it ends next week, Saturday, I think we should have probably won it 3-0, to be quite honest.
Well, and now to a man here who really must be delighted. Gary, 4 tries, equal Billy Boston's record for points against New Zealand. You surely must be proud, and what a place to do it.
Oh, very much so, Alec, and especially with people saying I have lost the golden touch what I had, and hopefully I've performed that today, and hopefully we can go on and win this series next week.
Well, if you play like you played today, obviously a lot of people will be very excited with you. Well, are you pleased with your performance?
I'm very pleased, yeah, but more than also, the players itself, we played as a unit today, and with a crowd like this behind us, Alex, we must have a good chance for next Saturday.
Well, I think so. The crowd's been magnificent, but you've got to put it down to the Great Britain lads, to Jeff Grayson and all the lads, and yourself in particular. Magnificent performance, and can we do it in the final test.
I think we can, Alex. We'll go in confidence now, and if we keep the same 15 as what Maris hopes to do, I think we can clinch it 2-1, and hopefully we'll be celebrating this time next week.
Well, best of luck to Harry and the rest of the lads.
Thanks very much, Alex. Thank you.
Well, Peter, obviously the players feel, as we do, that Jeff Gratian was the turning factor in the game, and I think his combination with Harry